And we are back here at the Consensus 2024 conference here in Austin. Austin finally got hot. It wasn't really hot yesterday, but today it's a little hot. Nothing like this guy's used to, though, over in Dubai. I have with me here Vineet Budki. He's a big name in the space in general. And in Dubai, I mean, Dubai, they do it big anyway, so I guess it makes sense. Yep. So tell me a little bit, Vineet, about, of course, about Cypher Capital and what brought you here to the Consensus event.
Cool. It was good to be here. So I run Cypher Capital, which is one of the $100 million funds based out of Middle East. It's a single LP fund. In fact, Woo Blockchain just named us as one of the top two most active VCs in the last quarter. And in gaming, we are the top 5 investors as well. Again, we've been in this space for 4 years. My single LP is one of the world's top 3 Bitcoin miners, Phoenix Technology, the owner of Phoenix Technology. And it's been a fun ride because, we met, we did great investments, met great founders, and continuously try to do that. Yeah. As well as, taking Dubai globally, investing across from Dubai. Now, what got us to Consensus? So I've been here for the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. I view this event as one of the key events to meet great founders, meet great investors. Again, perfect event to meet a lot of people. If you can see around, you see a lot of people going around and a lot of great projects around. So a great event to be in.
Well, absolutely. And, I mean, one of the second most active. I mean, guys, there you go, right? So how has the crypto winter been for you guys? I mean, were you still deploying? Did you take all of the capital? This is kind of did you put it all in dollars as everything went down? Or, what was the crypto winter like for Cypher Capital and Vineet?
So interestingly, when the last bull run was happening and, everyone was saying that, when the bear market will come, we'll deploy a lot. Actually, I have a feeling that every time Bitcoin's at $70,000, everyone's a Warren Buffett. And when it goes down, suddenly everyone run out and hide. Right. For us, luckily, we had deployed a lot in the last cycle and did a lot of harvesting. The same LP who gave me $10 million gave us $100 million and we deployed. So, when I say we did 113 investments in the last 18 months, wow. They were not last month. They were in the bear market. We did Sui. We are the only investors in Sui in Middle East. We did Say. We did Betachain. So point is we actually deployed because we could find amazing founders trying to do amazing things and no one having capital to give it to them. And today, one of my games that I invested, which, people were saying that may not survive $30 million or $40 million was its, FDV that time, opened up at $1 billion valuation, My Pet Hooligan. It came on Coinbase.
Congratulations.
So the actual gems are always in the bear market in the winter, not in the bull market.
That's when people are working, right? They're in the trenches. Yeah. Well, Sui, I know we went to, we covered their base camp in London as well. That's what a thriving ecosystem.
Yeah. So Sui, I think I'm sure you have met the founder, very active guy, building grassroots. This is not one of those founders who is talking a lot about marketing and showing ads every year, but actually going out and building developers. This is something that I have seen in India from Sandeep as well on Polygon. These guys are really going grassroots, getting developers on board, getting dApps on board, because in the end, crypto will not become big until users don't come on board. Right. And users will only come from dApps, which are lending dApps, gaming dApps, and number of products. So those guys are really doing a good job as well.
Well, it must be so fun and fulfilling, right? To work with these projects and have them succeed. I know gaming is kind of a fun space anyway. Is that your favorite kind of genre of what you guys go into?
So I actually looked at our portfolio. We have close to 25% exposure on gaming. Okay. And interestingly, I've been investing in gaming from the last 2 years. In GDC, 2 years back, I did some 11 investments. GDC, this year, I did another 5-6 investments. And now everyone's talking about gaming.
Right.
I think key reason for gaming being interesting is because how many layer 1s will you build? You need users in that, and users will come with something that attracts them. And gaming is one of the biggest pullers of people. So I think gaming has a lot of legs to go.
Gaming has a lot of legs to it for sure. Now we're here at Consensus. We have more suits than ever. I always said Consensus. I remember going to Consensus in New York and looking around and being like, what am I doing here? Everybody's in suits. This is not what crypto is supposed to be. Here we have, it's kind of a mix. They moved to Austin a few years ago. We've been coming, I'm sure, the whole time. How are you seeing? I mean, are there more suits? Are they more? accepting of what's going on? What's the temperature of these guys?
You should be happy the suits are there. They're all bankers, you know.
I know.
They're trying to
pump my bag, right?
They get trying to, so, I actually, every time I go to a conference and I see a lot of suits, I actually say this, that, I think the bankers are here.
Yeah.
Because crypto community is more younger community, more fun community. They're trying to change the world, but also enjoy along the way. But so for me personally in Consensus, I've been more towards the side event sites.
Yeah.
I hardly come to the main conference site because you want to meet the developers. And when you are randomly walking in a conference which has 10,000 people, you don't know who's who. But when you go to a dev event like a SUI event, or when you go to a event of Bera, these guys are developers on Bera chain. So I prefer going there, meeting people, and there's a lot of energy there, a lot of fun there. Yeah. The event is good as well,
of course.
But I go more towards the key events.
Well, yeah, that is interesting. And I mean, there must be over 150 different side events. I think there's at least 50 a day side events. One of them, of course, is our event, the Washington Elite Gala. I think you have as well an event. He's promised that he's going to stop by, though. So we'll see him there.
I'll definitely be there. So in fact, mine today, we have 150 people, even 600 people have registered. So technically,
I know, it's like this
place is crowded right now.
Right? Yeah. Well, really cool. So on the bankers note, I know we were laughing a little bit about the ETFs. They have brought a lot of money into the space. I feel like, and we talk about it on the morning show every morning, that I feel like money is now starting to flow into the other projects a bit more. But over the last 5 or 6 months, as Bitcoin was pumping so high with the news of the ETFs and everything, it wasn't really dispersing as much to the other projects. What are your thoughts on the American ETFs?
See, first, I'm not a super fan of ETF because Bitcoin stands for your Bitcoin, your wealth. Now, ETF technically means your Bitcoin, someone else's wallet.
Yeah.
One of the key things is that people have to understand that you suddenly have added an intermediary to the whole process. Is it helpful for us? Yes, you're going to get a lot of money because people will start trusting. People start trusting an ETF because it is regulated. Again, I think FTX was also regulated in Bahamas. So, my whole thing is that yes, it will get money. You're not seeing the pumps that you saw earlier.
Right.
There is a reason for that because retail hasn't come.
Right.
Please understand that right now, this is not the place, but go to an Uber, go to grocery stores, you'll figure out that people are doing 3 jobs just to cover their rents and expenses. So if you see the latest consumer survey report where the numbers were, I think 57 out of 61 expected, people are not buying their food.
Yep.
How will they buy the crypto yet?
Exactly.
So what will happen is once the economy eases down in terms of interest rates coming down, I think during the election, people will go on the investment mode because gambling mode is already on. If you saw, there was a survey that the tendency to gamble has increased in the last 6 months. So what I see is that, yes, it's the institutionals buying it up who will diversify it in the retail soon, which is, I think, 3 to 6 months. But again, because, a lot of retail would be seeing this, you have to look at it from value investments. It's not that you will buy a Bitcoin tomorrow and become a millionaire. Those are just random stories to just hook you in. Bitcoin has real purpose, and by 2030, this will be an asset class which will be really regarded well. Kathy Woods and Michael Saylor are not idiots that they talk about $1 million Bitcoin. Because right now 400 million wallets, one wallet, one person, if I assume, which is not true, is 4% of the world population. 90% of these people actually have no clue what Bitcoin or Ethereum do. They just wake up in the morning to speculate on the Bitcoin price. Imagine the day this number becomes 15% of the population, which lends, borrows on Bitcoin, which uses stable coins in Africa and Latin America. The real use case and adoption will come up. That's the time when Bitcoin as an asset class or crypto as an asset class will be that 20 trillion or 30 trillion market cap. And that's what you have to play. You don't have to speculate. You have to actually be a real investor in it.
Yeah, well, that's really interesting. I agree with you, absolutely, 100%. We're like, so Vineet, we've been going to Dubai for almost 6 or 7 years now, and Vineet is a big guy over there for sure. So, and we agree on a lot. Now, when we talk about Bitcoin and this second layer now that people are building on, I think that is also going to take a lot of supply away and push the price up. What are your thoughts? What kind of projects are you seeing? Are you interested in some of the projects that are building on Bitcoin? What are your thoughts on that?
So I actually have invested in a lot of Bitcoin layer 2s. Again, one of the biggest things, I was talking to one of the Ordinals founder and I said, I've been buying a lot of Ordinals. I bought a lot of Ink on BTC. I bought a lot of Node Monkeys. My thing was, I was telling this jokingly to a founder, I press the buy button, go take a shower, have my breakfast, come back, and still the transaction is going on because Bitcoin as a network is quite slow. I think these people who are trying to build a layer 2, like Stacks, for example. Stacks is one of the existing ones, has been around. They're coming up with the Nakamoto upgrade. I've invested in a few. I've invested in B Squared Network as well. I've invested in Tap, which is more of building something other than ordinals as well. So I think this will really make it more easier for people to come on board, because first, getting a normal person to use something which will take half an hour is not user experience.
No.
And it will add value. Just that, so many building up. I was in Hong Kong recently, and I had everyone saying, I'm a Bitcoin layer 2, I am a Bitcoin stablecoin.
Right.
I think that's a bit of a hype, and you really have to find out the real ones.
Yeah.
And then, either follow them, invest in them. I have invested. I have put my money in there. And I truly believe that definitely has legs to grow as well.
Yeah. It actually was one of the reasons why I'm as bullish as ever on 7-figure Bitcoin. That's one of the reasons. You have people making up these NFTs on Bitcoin, ordinal NFTs, and they're just sending them off thinking they're sending them to Satoshi. You know what I mean? They're like just sitting there in old addresses, like God only knows if anybody's ever going to see.
One of the key use cases in there. So one of the problems that we see is, there are around 20 million Bitcoin, but are they liquid enough? People have it in wallet and they can do anything from this. Now with these Bitcoin layer 2s, with this Bitcoin lending and borrowing platform, they're actually trying to move liquidity from Bitcoin to other chains. Imagine the liquidity unlock that is possible.
Yeah.
And this is really, really huge. In fact, one of the other segments that's trying to do this is in the RWA space as well.
Yep.
We take our Bitcoin, wrap it up, go to Aave compound, borrow against it.
Right.
Tomorrow, imagine your house title deeds land up on chain and people lend and borrow against it. You see the real estate market globally, it's big. So again, a lot of these liquidity movement and getting people to actually earn yields on that is real use cases. These are not, I launch a token and suddenly it goes up. Because, retail has been so hyped up around these meme coins as well recently. Personally, this is the best way to hook on people.
It is.
You read stories of a millionaire becoming on meme coin, and then suddenly the retail comes running to everything. But I think, people have to look at value investments. Bitcoin, layer 2, Bitcoin, Ethereum, definitely are real value investors, long-term investments.
Amazing. Well, Vineet, it has been so interesting. Thank you so much for sitting down. It is a pleasure. How do people find you? What's the website? Final thoughts.
If it's all about reaching out for investments to Cypher Capital, we are on cyphercapital.com. I'm personally available on Twitter at Vineet Budki. My Telegram ID is VineetDXV. You can drop me a message and I can connect you to the team if you're looking to raise a good project. Something that you have expertise to build in and you have previously done something around it. We are happy to invest. We still have a lot of capital to deploy.
Vineet, thanks so much for coming on.
Pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.